How many steps does it take to walk across the entire map in Sea of Thieves? I've got no clue, but I'm going to find out. You might be wondering, how am I going to work this out? Because you can't actually walk across the whole map because there's water everywhere. But you can walk on islands. So my plan is to find the longest straight section of land that I can walk across. Like here at Devil's Ridge, this might actually be a good spot. So say I start here at these two rocks, and then I walk in a straight line east, counting my steps as straight as I can. I can probably get like all the way to when I meet this rock on the side. I count how many steps that was, and then I draw a line from here to here on the map. I'll then duplicate that line over and over again, starting from this corner all the way down to the bottom corner, and then that should tell me how many steps it takes. At least for now, that's my thinking. Maybe when I actually start doing this, I'll have to change some stuff, but that's my plan, and I'm going to attempt it. And I think this spot might actually be a good spot because there's not many islands that you can actually walk in a straight line. Like obviously like Plunder Valley's big, but I can't walk from this side to this side because there's a hill. I don't know. I think this is a decent spot and I spawned close to it. May as well try. I began making my way over to Devil's Ridge, and on the way I went to get a glass of water and I somehow just sailed into the Barnacle Dread. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I went to get a drink of water. What is going on? Why is this Meg here? I did want to fight him, but I had more important things to do. So I fixed my course and kept heading towards Devil's Ridge. What's this guy doing? Okay, so I want to be on the south shore. Pretty much where I'm going. Don't attack me, little man. I'm doing something important. Alright, so if I can go from this double rock straight line to that one. Alright, I can see that other one. It's about where the glowing thing is. So if you didn't know, I'm assuming you know, but if you grab your compass out and then you look at it, you can count your steps when you walk if you listen. So I'm just going to do this over there. I'll probably do it a couple times just to make sure. I'll go there and then I'll go back, I guess, and see how much it is. And then hopefully I can use that to do some calculations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 46, 47, 48, 49, 90. Okay, 90. I got exactly 90 to here, which is pretty much the middle of the rock. I'll go back now and see if I get a nice 90 on the way back as well. 1, 2, 3, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 47, 48, 49. Why did the phantom spawn then? 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91 maybe on the way back. That's pretty good actually. So that is a solid, oh look at this lovely sunrise. A solid 90 for that section. So now I know that that's 90. I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Okay, so I'll screenshot this. I then went through and screenshotted the whole map because I was going to have to piece it together in order to draw this line across it. So I'm going to have to try and just like work this out. Okay, so I've made a crude reconstruction of the map, but this should be just perfect to work out how many steps. So now if I get this picture, okay, and now I've got to draw a line between those rocks. Okay, so that line is 90 steps. Let me make it red. I've just got to place as many of those lines as it takes to go from this corner down to this corner and then count them. So I think the best way for me to do this is to duplicate the line, put it next to this one, and then duplicate these two, put it next to these ones, and just do that over and over again and keep track of how many. So that's 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. Okay, let me see. With 128, how far does this get? Okay, 128 gets to there, so I need a few more. Okay, this is an extra 24. Okay, and that does get me to the end. It's slightly off, but I think that's just because the placement of the lines, the placements of the maps, I'm not going to get it perfectly exact. There's just so much stuff. Okay, and then if I take off, so that was 24, 23, 22, 21, 18 plus 28. So 146. And then each of those was 90 steps. 13,140 steps, that is. Maybe I should have done a grey background so I don't blind everyone. It shouldn't really matter that it's not directly on the corner. Like maybe give or take 3 or 4 of these lines. Even if you give or take 5 of these lines. 5 of these lines, let me save this number. So 5 of these lines would be 150. All right, so this is 13,140 steps. And because it doesn't perfectly line up on the corners for whatever reason, I'm saying I could be off by like 5 of these lines or so. 5 lines is only 450 steps. So I might be off by like 4% or so. So plus or minus 4%. That's pretty good. Now, the only way I can, I guess, check this is to do it again. I'm going to find another island. I'm going to walk in another straight line, get a different amount of steps, plot it exactly the same way I've just done, see what steps I get there, and hopefully it'll be around the same number. I guess if it's within 4%, then I'll have a pretty good idea. I loaded right back in and began checking the map for another good island. I ended up going with Wanderer's Refuge, specifically because of this straight bit right down the bottom, which would give me a nice walk to the north. I started sailing over there, and as I was sailing, I was doing that thing where you jump off the front of your boat and then practice boarding it. And I was using the harpoon gun, and this weird thing happened where I harpooned, grabbed the ladder, and then had this weird premonition where I was like in this rocky cliff area, and then I came right back to my boat. If anyone knows what happened there, I'd be interested to know, because it looked like I just teleported somewhere, so I don't know if maybe you could find a way to utilize it. Anyways, eventually I arrived at Wanderer's Refuge, parked my boat just on the side, and then worked out where I was going to be walking from and to. I was able just to pick this rock down the bottom and then just go straight north to another rocky area up the top. I cannoned over to the island to begin the walk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 71. Now I'll go back. Oh my god, the phantom spawned again. 71, 72. 72 on the way back. Alright, so it was there to up against this rock. Okay, let me take this back to the canvas. Once I'd popped the screenshot in, I then measured out the line and began stacking them together. Okay, 2, 4, 8, 64, 128. So 128 plus 128, 256. Minus how many are here? So 30, 40, 50. So that one was 206 lines to get across. And it was 71 steps each. Okay, that time it gave me 14,626. Okay, it's around the same number, but seen as it is like quite a decent, it's like an extra 1,500 steps above. I'm going to do this again with a different island, a different amount of steps, work it out again here, and then calculate it again, and then I'll probably average the 3 out and see what I get. And I guess that average will probably be the closest to what the actual number would be. For this final walk, I decided to go to Mermaid's Hideaway. It's not the biggest island, but it is quite flat, so there was a spot where I could get a decent walk in, which ended up being on the east coast between this sort of boulder that's right by the water and then just another rock a little bit inland. Okay, starting at this rock. Yeah, perfect. I can go straight north to that tray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 37, 38, 39. Okay, 39. I'll go back. So this is a bit of a shorter one. Why is that guy still shooting my boat? Yeah, so this one's a bit of a shorter one, which is good. So that's a bit of a variation. 1, 2, 3, 20, 21, 22, 39 on the way back as well. Okay, now I'll have to do the calculations on this one. Okay, this one's the Mermaid's Hideaway. Okay, this line is much smaller because it was only 39 steps. 2, 16, 64, 125. Okay, plus 125, 381 times 39. Okay, that time I got 14,859. All right, well, these two numbers are very similar. The first one's a little bit less, but they're all very close. I'm happy this is at least consistent. So if I average these 3 numbers out now, 14,859. Okay, divide it by 3. 14,208. All right, so I took these numbers, I averaged them out. This is what I got. 14,208. And I think, I mean, there is like, obviously there's going to be, this isn't going to be exactly accurate because I'm placing like these red things by hand. But I think if somehow you were able to actually walk across the map, I'm very confident it would be somewhere around, I guess, 14,000, probably plus or minus 4%. So yeah, I guess 14,208 is how many steps it would take to cross the map. So there you go. That's the answer to the question. It takes somewhere around 14,000 steps. I did think of another experiment I could maybe do to try and get another number. I'm already planning to swim across the map again, but I was thinking maybe if I could work out like 10 seconds of swimming might equate to like 50 steps. So then if I timed my swim, that would almost be like walking across the map if I could convert the time it took into steps. And then I'd get some sort of number and hopefully it would be close to that 14,000 and kind of just back up what I've already got. So I might do that in the future. Also, if you've got any idea on how I could back this up or another way that I could work out the amount of steps, please let me know because I do get a lot of these ideas from my comments. Apart from that, hopefully you found this interesting and I'll see you guys around.